Hi there, hello world, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie and today's video is going to be an unboxing slash first impressions of this very beautiful Kickstarter deck I was so excited to receive. This is the Dream of Nile Tarot. So real quick, the Dream of Nile Tarot, again, is a Kickstarter project that was completed last year, and the creator, Emma, tried to get this out to us sooner rather than later, but, you know, delays happen, and it wound up arriving here, I think like 3 days into the new year, so that's not a problem. It is a very beautiful deck, as you'll see when we go through the entirety of the box and the deck itself, but yeah, just very excited to finally have this beautiful deck in my hands, ready to open it up and share it with you. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dream of Nile Tarot. Alright, so real quick before we begin today's video, a reminder, if you have not yet already, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be in the know whenever new videos are uploaded or whenever there are new contents being placed on this channel. If you'd like to stay tuned for that, just again, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all that jazz. Thank you so very much for being here. Let's go ahead and get on into today's video. Alright, so first things first, looking at the box itself, as you can see, this is a very beautiful box with the art here with gold foiling. Yes, gold foiling. It makes it look so much more magical and just really luxurious, if we're being honest. Very beautiful with the symbolism here, the ankh, and then we have the wings here, as well as the figure of maybe a pharaoh, powerful figure here. The peregrine falcons right here. I know there is so much more to Egyptian symbology and mythology that I won't be able to cover here because I am simply not equipped to really speak on any sort of authority, but I will be pointing out, you know, just a couple of these things here if I am familiar with them, just about the details here because it is an incredibly detailed deck and box too. So here, as you can see, this is actually going to be a two-piece box. Nice sturdy cardboard here. We have the eyes. I believe it's the Eye of Ra. 2 different colors. Very beautiful. The back of the box here, let's see, Dream of Nile Tarot. So on the back we have a preview of a few of the different cards, as well as a little blurb here. So if you're curious, unlock the ancient memory and wisdom within you through Dream of Nile. This deck is created to assist you on your spiritual journey to awakening as humanity transitions into the age of Aquarius. For centuries, countless souls have been put to sleep, forgetting their divine power and nature. Oh, nature and power. I read that backwards. Now is the time to rekindle the divine light that dwells within you. Each card transcends time, drawing energy from the mythology of Kemet, ancient Egypt, and its ancient wisdom which connects with humans, nature, and the universe. Never forget, you are divine, you are light. Very, very cool here, and it is all in like this beautiful, again, silver foiling, or silver, gold foiling, which just makes it all the more like, I don't know how to describe it. It's very ethereal, very magical, luxurious, very much like, you know, the ancient pharaohs. Here we go. Okay, so again, this is a pull box or two-piece box because we have the little pull-out drawer here. And upon opening, you'll see the mummy. There is a mummy in its sarcophagus. So there you have it. And this happens to be the guidebook. So let's go ahead and plop that out. We have the hollow inside. The sides of this box here have this very beautiful detailing. Again, more gold foil, beautiful. We have the scarab beetle here, the back of the box, the inside at least, very beautiful with these flowers. That side there, and then these hands with cool gold nail polish and gold rings. So yeah, just a very, very beautifully detailed box. Let's go ahead and take a look on the inside here. The box itself is what we're focusing on, so I just want to show you this before we get on into the cards because those are stunning as well. So here we have, I don't know if you can see in the angle, the canopic jars for the figure who is buried here. And if you don't know what these are, revisit some fascinating ancient Egyptian history, because that is quite a tale to tell. So I won't go into it, but yeah, very, very beautiful. The figure here completely bent over and looks like shielding this beautiful little red dot of light here, possibly the sun, possibly an eclipsed moon. I don't know, we'll look more into that. But that is the inside of the box for Dream of Nile Tarot. All right, so as we saw earlier when we opened up the contents of the box, here is again the guidebook for Dream of Nile Tarot. And this is a very interesting guidebook because we open it up actually lengthwise. So it is going to be kind of a flip box, if you will, or a flip book. So we have up here, for example, some of the details of the previous card. And actually, before we get into those pages itself, let's go ahead and just really take a look here. So Dream of Nile Tarot, title page. Here we have the comparison table. Now this is, I believe, based off or going off of more or less the Thoth tarot deck as opposed to the Waite-Smith. And you'll see when we take a look at the individual cards, they do have their correspondences here. So the Thoth tarot compared, or not with compared with, but as they correspond rather to the cards that are in this deck. So if you're familiar with the Thoth deck, this will be the corresponding cards here. And I believe the major changes are highlighted. So you'll have some clue here as to the changes of the cards. Next here we have the minors and the quartz. So here is what the minors are and the quartz are as they correspond in this deck. Let's go ahead and get on into the cards themselves here in the guidebook. So when you turn to the page for the individual card you are seeking, we have here, looks like a illustration, not full color, but that's okay. You can pretty much make out what's going on in the card. And then we have the, I guess, like the meaning or the actual overall vibe of the card. So the moment of incarnation, and this is the initiation card, which, as you can see up here, is meant to correspond to the Fool. So the Fool is initiation in this deck. And yeah, the moment of incarnation. Here we go. 0 initiation. I should have read that. Okay. So then here we have the explanation of the card, and it says, just as an example here, here we witness a soul on the brink of incarnating into human form, poised and ready to experience the wonders of our world. Beneath the gaze of the sun god Ra, the deity of light, life, kingship, and the first sunrise. The energy wave encircling the soul represents the human DNA. It is a symbol of our deep connection to every being that came before us. Stepping into a human form is a sacred initiation. It's filled with hope, anticipation, and the mysteries. With the blessings of the sun god, the soul is about to embark on a heartfelt journey to discover life's deeper truths and purpose. This is really, really cool. I love how detailed it is in terms of how it ties in with the card in this deck. So it's not kind of like a generic explanation. It is very, very detailed and in-depth as it pertains to this very beautiful deck. So gotta love that. On the next page here, we are continuing with the initiation card. So here are some keyword meanings: new beginnings, adventure, innocence, risk-taking, unpredictability, spontaneity. The element it is corresponding with is air. And then this gives you just a little bit of brief on the card itself. So this card embodies the spirit of new beginnings, boundless possibilities, and a leap into the unknown. Like a traveler embarking on a journey with no set path, this card encourages embracing unpredictability and trusting the process. All right, and it goes so forth, and we have a reversed meaning here as well, which I won't take the time to read. You know what that is there. Okay, so then, because I'm curious about the rest of the figures in this deck, as you'll see when we do the flip through, there are deities, gods featured in this deck. So what I love about the creator's intent in this book is that she's actually included here the Thoth, or not the Thoth, the deity that is associated with this card. So the Magus here is Thoth. Thoth is the deity embodying wisdom, writing, hieroglyphics, science, and magic. Also assumed the role of a divine mediator in disputes during ancient Egypt. So again, this is going to be giving you a lot of detail about the deities featured on the cards. And let's see here, we have Aset and Isis for the High Priestess, or the Priestess here in this deck, and so forth. So yeah, there is a lot of information here if you're looking to study the ancient Egyptian deities or the gods of this, you know, this time period. Yeah, 𝕋𝕚𝕞𝕡𝕤. Then we have Imhotep, Osiris, and Isis. Oh, very pretty. So for the Lovers card. And yeah, we'll check that out as we go into the deck itself. But again, this seems to be pretty much the structure for the majors. Now, if we get into the minors, let's go ahead and go further. All right, so as we get into the minors, here we go. We have Atum, the creator deity. So this is the god of fire. And this is Bastet, the goddess of fire. Heka, warrior of fire. And this is just the apprentice of fire. Upright. Okay. So it looks like we're actually getting into the court cards. As you saw, the god of, and then the element, goddess of the element. We have the warrior of the corresponding element, and then the apprentice of that element. So all 4, or 16 rather, of the court cards will be listed here right after the majors. Very interesting choice. Very cool though, because now I know exactly where to go to look for the court cards. So here we're getting into the minor cards, and let's go ahead and see what we get when we take a look at the minors. All right, here with the Ace of Fire, this is the Ace of Wands. So we get the element, Ace of Fire, and then we get all the information here, as well as the reversed meanings and some keywords down here at the bottom. So very helpful to have those quick peeks there. And it looks like that is the structure we'll be seeing here for the minors, which is perfect. It's exactly what you need to know if you are learning the cards. So here again, we have our keywords. This is Mars in Aries, 2 of fire. So very, very cool that we have that included here. I love that. So each card actually does have, or majority of cards, I should probably say, it looks like there are in the minors correspondences in terms of like the astrological correspondences. So the 2 of Wands, or 2 of fire in this deck, is the Mars in Aries card. And if we go further in, we see the Sun in Aries in the 3 of fire. And I believe that's reflected in the art of the card itself as well. So you will be able to tell with these little glyphs that will be on there. This is the Venus in Aries card with the 4 of fire. And it looks like, yeah, there is an Aries glyph here as well as the Venus glyph. So we'll take a good look at that when we get into the flip through. But the minor arcana does seem to feature some of these cards having all the, I guess, the decans and the positions of, for example, a planet in whichever corresponding sign. So that is really cool. Here's Venus in Cancer with the 2 of cups, 2 of water. Very nice. So yeah, to save some time here, I'm just going to go ahead and go through. That is what you get in this guidebook. And that is a lot of information. That is really, really, really helpful. I think if you're wanting to learn really deep dive into kind of that correspondence with the sign and the planet, the Thoth deck, if that's your method of divination, reading that system, that is really cool. Love it. So that is the guidebook here for Dream of Nile Tarot. All right, we've been waiting for this. This is where we finally take a look at this very, very beautiful, beautiful deck. I cannot sing its praises enough. Here is the gold gilding on the sides, a very beautiful detail. I am so happy the creator decided to incorporate this. It is stunning. And then the card itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of the cards. Here we have this very beautiful blue and gold pattern here on the border of the card back. And we have the two scarabs here with what I believe to be maybe a sun, maybe a red pearl, who knows, but a very beautiful, luxurious looking card back here. This is all gold foil outlining these beetles, and then there is gold foil for the gold portions of this border as well. The card stock itself is very, very nice. If you're familiar with the Dream Vision Tarot, this is that same creator. So she actually did this deck a little bit differently than the previous deck. So the cardstock is not quite like the Dream Vision Tarot. This one is more of like that linen feel finish. It's a bit like semi-gloss, so very nice. The shuffling is going to be very, very easy with this deck. And again, it has that kind of like pocket little feel, like that linen feel. So very nice. And just as a preview here, the card, the same for the front, as well as you'll see, gold foiling on the card details. So very, very nice. Very beautiful deck. And I need to remember not to shuffle. I have these in order of just kind of your typical flip through, so they won't be quite following the order we saw in the guidebook. I just happened to be flipping through when I first opened this and wound up putting them in the order that, you know, I'm quote unquote used to seeing them in. So yeah, there we go. That is the card itself, the deck itself. Let's go ahead and get started with the flip through. All right, here we go. So this is the Dream of Nile Tarot, and let's go ahead and take a look here, beginning with the majors. This is initiation. All right, so here we actually come to the Tower, which has a special card because there are two different cards for the Tower. So the special card I mentioned is this one in particular. Here we have, I believe it was called like the Visitors. So the artist and creator of the deck, Emma, wanted to incorporate this really interesting card because this was actually, I believe, don't quote me on this, this was the first vision she had for the Tower, and this was the initial kind of concept of what the Tower card would look like. So very interesting. Here we have the image of the tower here crumbling or falling apart. Then we have two, unidentified crafts here picking up, looks like a little figure here. And we have the symbol, I believe, for Mars. So yeah, just very, very interesting. So this is the first iteration of the Tower. And again, this is an exclusive card for the Kickstarter project. So if you happen to secure a Kickstarter deck, you will have this card included. However, if you happen to be, a couple years down the line and pick up this deck, as it is maybe a second edition, third edition, you may not have this card included because, again, it's exclusive to the Kickstarter project. So just a little heads up there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Tower card as it is in its final form. Right, so here we find ourselves with the Suit of Cups, and here is the Ace. And again, in this deck, this is the Suit of Water, so here we go. Right, here we go with the suit of pentacles, here called the suit of earth. Right, here is the suit of swords in this deck called the suit of air. Last but not least, we have the Suit of Wands in this deck called the Suit of Fire. All right, my friends, there we have the Dream of Nile Tarot flip through, and just to kind of like that sneak peek initial look at the deck itself. A very beautiful deck. I am, again, really excited that it's finally here. I love, love, love the style of the artist, and I'm just super excited that I now have this beautiful deck in my hands, and I can't wait to start using it for my own practice. So that said, let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with a quick, let's do a card pull. How about that? Let's go ahead and see what message this deck has for us today. So let's go ahead and just pull a card. What do you need to know about the Dream of Nile Tarot? What is going on here? Okay, we got a flipper. Let's see who came out. We got, oh, beautiful. We got the Goddess of Earth. So Queen of Pentacles energy here. This is, I feel like it's saying this deck is very luxurious. It's very much a self-care item. It is going to nurture you. It is not going to sugarcoat things, but it'll do it in a gentle way that lets you know where your growth needs to be invested, how you can make those efforts with the resources you have. It's very balanced, very fair energy in terms of getting yourself in a place where you're taking care of all the things that need to be covered in order to thrive. So yeah, I guess the message here is if you want to work with the Dream of Nile Tarot, this is a very positive sign. This feels like this deck loves to just kind of be a resource for you. So a loving, nurturing resource. Very cool. Love that for us all. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed checking out this flip through. And yeah, just hope that there are more things coming through in the year 2024. I think this will be my first video I release in 2024. I do have a backlog of stuff I need to get edited and uploaded, so keep an eye out for that. And again, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, I humbly invite you to subscribe. That way you will know whenever new videos are uploaded. So stay in tune, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.